Unleash your potential. Unleash your potential, reach for the stars, electric dreams align, show them who you are, unleash your potential. Yo, 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 let's go. 1, 2, 3, unleash and grow. Embrace the vibe, set it free, your potential unlocked, just believe. Psychedelic journeys, hearts aligned, step into the future, greatness redefined. Unleash your potential, set your dreams free. In a world of stars, become who you want to be. Stand tall in the storm, embrace the rain, ride the wave of success, break every chain.
Welcome to the Expanding Your Energy Field Activation.
Unleash your potential. Yo, 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 let's go. 1, 2, 3, unleash and grow. Embrace the vibe, set it free. Your potential unlocked, just believe. Unleash your potential.
Good morning. Good morning. How you all doing? Hope that you're doing good, as I'm doing.
Potential reach for the stars.
So it's another day again to motivate ourselves, to get ourselves energized, moving forward, to achieve our potential by unleashing what we got as the ability.
Yo, 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 let's go.
If ever we must come out of our difficulty, our poverty, and every other thing for a better future, which is certain, then we must know what to do. And when we know, then we can embark. And when we embark, then there's the possibility, the future before us. Good morning again. Thank you that you joined Kings 88.5 for its weekend motivational talk. Unleash your potential. I'm Sam Andrews.
Unleash your potential, set your dreams free. In a world of stars, become who you want to be. Stand tall in the storm, embrace the rain, ride the wave of success, break every chain. Unleash your potential. Yo, 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 let's go. 1, 2, 3, unleash and grow. Embrace the vibe, set it free. Your potential unlocked, just believe it. Unleash your potential.
Let's do a short recap from last week talk. Last week, it was luck helps those who help themselves. That was our lecture for last week. Luck helps those who help themselves. We started with the etymology or the meaning, the history of the word, that it first starts with what you are, knowing who you are, and luck is part of life, but not in God's plan. That it means success or failure brought by chance rather than through one's action. It is described, as we talked last week, in different ways: blessing, break or breakthrough, godsend, opportunity, prosperity. That with luck on your side, you are more likely to achieve success when you take initiative by putting in effort. That luck is not a plan. You can work out luck because it is not. But that which happens to a person who is thinking not about it at all. We said you need luck, and everyone needs luck in life. But you must firstly get into action if luck should come your way. Life is with luck, but not without luck. That it is not automatic or sudden, but it comes with stepping out, taking action, and not waiting passively for things to happen, or that it just suddenly fall your way while you are passive, sitting and doing nothing. We also talk about the preparation, that it meets opportunity. Preparation plus luck. Preparation plus luck meet opportunity. That luck is where preparation meets opportunity by preparing and working. And one opportunity for a good life, no doubt, strikes. We also talk about some examples, or we share some examples of what it means, what the expression is. Luck helps those who help themselves. A student who studies diligently, prepares for an exam, and then receives an unexpectedly high mark or score. Here is the breakdown. The high score being the luck that rewarded the student preparatory self-help. What that means is the student first put in effort, well thought out effort, determined effort to get the mark, but wasn't specific at the mark he will want. But to get a mark considerably satisfactorily, he put in hard work. The mark is not determined by the student. It is determined by the instructor. And part of that is determined or is dependent on the preparation. So the student put in the work from preparation and gets high mark. The student creates a study schedule and puts in effort to prepare for a difficult exam. The student performs exceptionally well, earning a score that is better than he anticipated or better than most of his peers. That luck is the reward for proactive effort. Luck is the reward for proactive effort and hard work. Just as hope is to action and not being passive, so is luck to action against waiting or being passive. We went on to tell you that a chance favors only the prepared mind. A man who drowns during a flood because he passively waits for divine intervention will under no circumstance get rescue. There must be a preparation. Luck is not in God's plan. Luck is not in God's plan. Luck is on the earth, and that means you've got to put in effort, and then you might have it coming your way. We use part of our practical explanation to get this going down understandably with you. The footballers, the coaches, the captains, during their press conference, they've prepared. They've done every preparation. They develop a workout plan. That means how they're going to approach the game. All of the strategies called, in one word, system. But they are not the ones who are going to determine the future, but they prepare to get the score that they will need, called victory. But because they don't know the future, you hear them when they are giving the news conference, you hear a line like this: we hope we can have luck on our side. After the game, another line you will hear that we didn't have the luck today. Now you would say, but they prepared, so why they didn't get the luck? The future is determined not by anybody, but everybody prepared. Luck happens suddenly. And this expression we went on to tell you that it is also, it has biblical implication. God helps those who help themselves. And the expression simply means if God should get you out, if God should come along, if God should wake up from his throne, you should give him a reason. And that reason is preparation. God doesn't help people because you are sitting. Didn't we talk that? He doesn't help anybody because he created you and you got a problem. You are facing this adversity and he gave you the potential. You got every ability to come out. He's waiting for you to unleash that potential, but you want divine intervention. Since he is the Almighty and you are subject to natural laws, therefore you should keep sitting and doing nothing, rather hoping on him. And he doesn't show up. And this is where, before we conclude this recap, let me inject this. This is where and how you hear some people say, but why God isn't responding? Why? Or I have waited, I have prayed, and God isn't doing anything. And even in today's culture, many people think because they pray 45 minutes, they pray 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then God should move in. He wouldn't. Prayer is not what moves God. It is action that move God, and that action is referred to as faith. And faith is believing in oneself. That means you know you have the ability, and part of that belief in God. So you fulfill your part first before God comes to do his. He never, because you feel sorry for. 37 miracles he performed. Look at all of those 37 miracles. Only 35 of those 37 miracles, only 2 he had compassion on. The rest of it, they needed breakthrough. They needed luck to come their way. And God never moved until they demonstrated or they show preparation. And that preparation culminated into what they wanted or to come out of their adversity. This morning, the station talk is overcoming adversity to progress. Overcoming adversity to progress. The close of the recap leads us to this morning's talk, which gives you an understanding. Not everything you spiritualize, not everything you wait, not everything you hope, not everything you think God should move or somebody should move while you do nothing. Overcoming adversity is the lecture this morning on Kings 88.5 weekend motivational talk. Unleash your potential. Overcoming adversity. We can get started without knowing the etymology or the meaning of the words adversity and progress. These are 2 distinct words. They share no commonality. There is a gulf between these 2 words. So what is adversity? It is a very difficult or unfavorable situation, hardship, trouble, distress, suffering. That's what adversity is. Very difficult or unfavorable situation, hardship, trouble, distress, suffering, adversity. What is progress? Forward or onward movement. The key word, underline the word movement, which is a reference for action. Forward or onward movement toward a destination. A destination. Destination is not a place. Hold on to that word. The act of improving or getting to achieving something. Progress. The act of improving or getting to achieving something. Did you get the 2? The meanings of these words are very many, but this is a summary. Again, adversity is simply very difficult or unfavorable situation. 2, hardship, trouble, distress, suffering. Progress, forward on all or onward movement toward a destination. The act of improving or getting something, achieve or achieving something. These 2 categories are integral part of existence. Adversity means difficulty, trouble, unfavorable condition, distress, suffering. They are not created by you and me, but they are supernatural and natural phenomena. Can you create adversity? You did not. You met it on, and you live with it. Did you create progress? No. Supernatural. You live with it. But it doesn't happen suddenly. It's not automatic. It's not like the rapture, sudden. Life is life. Life is existence. But the existence is characterized with adversity. Life is life. And life is existence. But the existence which is on earth is characterized with adversity, and that adversity or trouble, distress, hardship, difficulty, suffering can be overcome, and then you have direct access to progress. Life isn't a walk in the park, no, or existence is without adversity. There isn't existence without adversity. There isn't a person since God created the world have had his or her existence on earth without encountering adversity, different stages of adversity, or yes, not a single person. Even the Almighty God faced adversity, faced distress, faced difficult time. One of the ways you can understand that or know that, he expressed regret. Have you seen that? At what point do you express regret in something or a person? When there seems to be difficulty. God himself experienced this in his almightiness. Jesus Christ, his son, experienced adversity. He saw adversity. He lived adversity. He felt adversity in his inner self. But guess what? He came out of adversity and accessed progress, success. I am saying it this way to tell you, no matter of adversity or the magnitude, know that you can get into progress. You can access progress. Remember now, life is without difficulty, or simply put, life is without problem. The reason we have problem because there is solution. And the problem only comes as smoke screen to blindfold you of the progress. It becomes your responsibility, given the situation you find yourself in. All situation or situations may not be the same, but there is a solution. Once you have a problem, it means there's a solution. If there is a solution, there wouldn't be a problem. That is why when you are facing adversity, you need not worry. Whichever way it is, you need not worry. You will say it's hard. You're sitting in that studio, you haven't gone through real difficult times. So you are saying it as you sit in that studio, St. Andrews. Well, you may be right, but everybody, one way or the other, faces adversity. And how you come out of adversity is how you understand it. When you got a problem, you understand the problem, then you know that you can come out. Adversity is in twofold, as I said initially. It's in twofold: supernatural and artificial. Adversity. God did not create the world without problem. Let's spiritualize, because we cannot, if I have not had the opportunity to have gone through most of the literatures, but I think I have considerable understanding of the Quran, because I take up time to read some of those literatures on different things so that I have an understanding for the Bible. I do have a little understanding for the Quran. I do have a little understanding. I take up time to read some of the texts from Buddhism and other religions. They have some great existential, futuristic lines and lines coming out of poverty or overcoming adversity. The Bible makes it clear, it gives us an understanding that this is supernatural. Adversity is supernatural. It is supernatural. If you look at the Bible, you'll see them from the first day to the last day. They are all over the place. But it is not for you to claim that it is supernatural, so this is why I'm not coming out, which we'll look at in a few minutes. It is supernatural. It is part of our existence. Look at the event. Look at the scene. God, Adam, and Eve. At the close of that conversation, what did God say? He inflicted adversity on them. That you will be this, you as the man, you will be this, you will go through this, you, the woman, you are this, you will go through this, you will go through that. That's adversity right there. Difficulty. And what happened from that time? The wall. How can I explain it simply that you understand it? And there are too many, you see. If you went, I showed the Quran has some lines divinely by which you come out, or you see some of these things that I'm talking about. So it is in twofold. Adversity is in twofold. One, it is supernatural. Two, it is artificial. Artificiality has got nothing to do with supernaturality. Supernatural means God, creation, God's action, God's will. He decides, he inflicts, he delivers, he prospers. So that is up to him. Artificial means we create adversity unto ourselves. We create it. Here are some ways as we go through. Here are some ways you can overcome adversity and then you access progress. You cannot access progress without addressing adversity or coming out of adversity. Adversity is just the stumbling block, but it is not permanent. It is only when we attempt to do nothing, then it becomes permanent. Sometimes you hear people say there is nothing like failure. People only fail because they refuse to get up and move. That has substance. It is not magic and it is not sorting. Overcoming adversity to access progress. It is not magic. It is not sorting. Divine intervention is very slim. There is no real possibility of divine intervention except you exert yourself. Again, we go back. If you got the time, look it up. Look up all the miracles that God performed. All of those miracles explain adversity. Those people needed to come out. They wanted to come out. They were in terrible, difficult situation as some people are today on the earth. As we speak, there are people who are going through terrible time, magnitudinal adversity. And it takes nobody but themselves to get out. Progress is waiting. It's just like the story we told a couple of weeks ago, Kafka's old man, sitting. He had this difficult situation and he needed to overcome it, and he wanted to overcome it to access progress. Progress was already open to him. The future was already open to him. But he put on a passive attitude. He put on a waiting attitude, just like Malcolm X would say in one of his public addresses. If you put on a sit-down attitude, you will get a sit-down result. Meaning, life does not settle for mediocrity. Life does not settle for people who complain. Life does not empathize and sympathize with people who are passive and waiting for divine intervention, or waiting for somebody to come from the blue sky and take their full responsibility. Life does not settle for that. That's what he meant when he said, if you develop a sit-down attitude as per your reasoning, then that's the result you will get. Here are just few. One, be focused in the face of challenges. Challenge is the same as adversity. Adversity is the same as difficulty. Difficulty is the same as trouble. Trouble is the same as distress. Distress is the same as suffering. Any unfavorable situation you are battling with is adversity. Not the same with everybody and everywhere. My adversity may not be the same as yours. The magnitude wouldn't be the same, but we all face that every day in our lives. And there is the way to get out. Do not allow your adversity to hold you down. Everybody thinks progress every day. Everybody wants progress. Even the children coming up, somehow they know about good life. They know about this. They talking, they want to be this person. They talking, they like this way. They want to be this. They want to do that. As little as they are in their tabula rasa, they know about progress as per their understanding. Then what's about the average and the highly educated ones? Everybody ventures for progress. No one wants adversity. No one wants to be down. But adversity is supernatural. Two, it is artificial. You can create your own adversity. So yeah, some of the ways you can get out. One, be focused. Be focused in the face of challenge. I am not saying there wouldn't be adversity. I said adversity is supernatural and artificial. It exists. You can take it off the atmosphere. You can take it off the existence of the earth. No. So brace yourself for it. Embracing oneself for it is being focused. When it unfolds itself, be focused in the face of it. What that means is ready to overcome it. And how you overcome it? By thinking hard, giving it a careful thought, looking at all of the circumstances or factors associated with that, and how you can get it off your way. 2, inspire yourself with the belief that you can progress or you can succeed. Inspire yourself. No one can do that for you. You hear people when something like today, Saturday, a funeral day, and people are crying all over the place. No one can stop that person from grieving other than himself or herself. People come along to help, and you hear them say, "Oh, don't cry. It hurting. I went through that before. I can understand your pain and hurt, sister. Don't cry. This too will pass." They can say that 1 billion times. It will mean nothing to that sister until that sister herself inspires herself or resign to the reality. Samuel, and it should be 2 Samuel. David is faced with this adversity. Terrible. David's adversity was so magnitudinal that he just did not know what to do. He wanted to give up. And it was unto him. Guys were around him, men and women were around him. It was very distressing. It was too tribulational for him. Terrible. His adversity, his whole world was coming down on him. David did not know where he was standing. He was the only person who had the solution. 2 things. Listen. 1, he admitted that if he cannot console himself, who can do that? So he had to console himself. The next thing he did to come out of adversity and access progress, he called on God. Why did God listen to him? Because he was ready. He has started the preparation. You are the only person who can inspire yourself. If you are grieving, people come around, "Oh, sister, sorry, leave that thing, don't cry." They will talk. And do you know that many of those words that they use don't go in the sister ear? Because the sister concentration, the sister mind, body, soul, inner self on that problem. The sister is hearing sound, seeing people, but those words they are using not going in the sister ears, because the sister is everything, her inner soul on that problem, grieving, weeping, crying from within out. But when everybody leaves and the sister is sitting all by herself, she reaches the point that this is it. And she starts to console herself right there. And from that point, she will now start finding a way to come out of that sorrow, or put it this way, adversity. Inspire yourself with the belief that you can come out. 2, that progress or success is possible, not impossible, but you must be ready to overcome whatever that is coming your way. As you live on this earth, know that adversity is supernatural and artificial. It is not permanent. Adversity is not permanent. Adversity is not permanent. No crisis is permanent. No crisis is permanent. It is never ever. No adversity, no suffering, no hurt, no pain, no unfavorable situation, no hardship, no distress is everlasting. They are themselves in transition. They are just passing through. Have you seen Psalm 23 when he say, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death? Look at the line. Adversity is just a shadow. Suffering is just a shadow. Trouble is a shadow. Many people, when they are in trouble, you see, they tend to reach the point of giving up. All of those things are transitory. No crisis, no trouble, no distress, no hardship, no adversity is permanent. No crisis is permanent. They are temporary. But that temporary, you will have to position yourself to get out. And when you're in difficulty, let me inject this into your mind. God is aware. He's listening. He knows. But he would never, ever move until you can move first. Adversity is not permanent, but can be permanent. Did you get it? Adversity is not permanent, but it can be permanent. How it can be permanent, St. Andrews? If you make it, if you resign to it, if you resign or you accept that this thing is on you, so that's it, fine. And do you know that as we speak, people are going through this? They just resign to the fact that the problem they're going through is permanent, so they can do nothing. And do you know that many of the frames under the ground today, from that, there is this word called fear. Fear. You've heard that word, you've used it many times. Fear. F-E-A-R. Fear. It has stalled. Fear has stalled the progress of many people from time to time, age to age, dispensation after dispensation, countries all over the world. All because they were either afraid to act or had a fear that they would fail. In life, there is nothing to fear but to fear itself. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., in one of his public addresses, couldn't have put it any better when he said, "He who gets behind a race must forever remain behind or run faster to the front of the line. You can come out of your adversity. It is only when you think that you can, so you stay behind the line, you stay crying, weeping, and groaning, then you're not going to come. You're not going to access progress. Progress is at the door. Once you can overcome adversity, what greets you, what welcome you and say, welcome into the world of progress, is progress itself. Again, back to Malcolm X. If you develop a sit-down attitude, you will get a sit-down result. You cannot overcome your adversity by just hoping for divine intervention. Never give up. Not giving up is the key that unlocks or opens the door of progress or success for you. Never give up. No matter the situation you're going through. I know it's hard. It would be foolhardy for the station, Kings FM, to tell you that it is easy. Yes, on a silver platter. No, we'll be foolhardy to tell you that. It is difficult. Your situation will be different or is different from the next person. So if we sit here and say, oh, it's easy, don't worry. No, that don't worry expression doesn't make sense at all. It's difficult, it's hard, that's why it is adversity. Adversity means trouble, tribulation, trial, distress, suffering. In the midst of it, depending on your own situation, what we're telling you, that never give up. When you just resign to accepting the situation as it is, then it becomes permanent. It creates that psychological problem. And if something miraculous didn't happen, you will die, just as many die from it. Not giving up, meaning to find a way out. God cannot take you out of your adversity. When you're posing, oh, I was in a thing, God help me, God really did well for me, it's because they first made effort. God does not help you out when you make no effort. If you have the time, let me say it again. Look up the 37 miracles that God performed in Jesus Christ. Only 2 he had compassion on. The rest of the 35, to come out of their adversity, they had to give him a reason why he should bring them out or show some luck to them. We talk about one, we saw one, which is more clearer and simple. The woman with the issue of blood. You want to ask yourself, what kind of God we serve? If he is the God of compassion, if he is the God of love, is he the God of all of those unique characteristics? Why would he come out to tell the world that this woman had a messy situation? Her adversity was very, very, very messy. Why would he tell the world? Was he bragging, boasting, ranting? Why would he tell the world that this woman lived with it for 12 years? Why would he tell the world, expose this woman, that she went from doctor to doctor, from physician to physician? Why would he tell the world without doing something, that she went from friends to friends and they gave her the pieces of advice? Why would he mock this woman in her adversity? Why couldn't he help the woman suddenly? And he wasn't alone or wasn't far that he needed somebody to come and tell him. But he had given this woman everything to come out of her adversity, her trouble, distress, trial, hardship, unfavorable condition. By that length of time, he was telling her, Madam, I've given you everything. I'm not the kind of God that when you share a pitiful tears, one tears, then I move in. When you hear people say, thank God that out of this situation, is because they made the first attempt and they were consistent at it, and God saw reason to get involved. How he works, you move first, and then he comes to seal it up. Never give up. Not giving up is the key that unlocks or opens the door of your progress or your success. You can overcome adversity. Stay motivated during tough times. It's hard, but you can make it that way. Stay motivated. David motivated himself. David in his adversity motivated himself. David in his adversity consoled himself. David never waited for God by crying and weeping. He did what he needed to do. Then he moved on to God, and God said, now you should go, pursue them, and I am going ahead of you. Some people just romanticize everything. They cry a lot. They go in the room, they're crying. They're telling people, I can't understand the problem. I can't understand my life. I can't understand what I'm going through. All of those things doesn't help you. It doesn't change anything whatsoever. They go to the extent and say, oh, God's seeing my situation and God does not want to help me. Then guess what? Who comes along the way? The devil comes along the way with his sister and say, oh, you're going through this thing? Oh, but I get somebody that can help you. Let's go to my papi. Then the next thing, they're carrying you to medicine man. You go to medicine man, then the medicine man is telling you that which you're not going through. The medicine man is telling you that's the problem you are having. So you have to do this, adding extra problem to your existing problem from one end to another. Then what happened? It start getting serious and serious, overly complicated. At the close of the day, it results to something else. Progress is possible and not impossible. The same way coming out of adversity is possible and it is not impossible. Coming out of adversity is possible. It is not impossible. There is every possibility given by God to come out. It is only impossible when you think it is impossible without a try. When you make no attempt, no try, how you should get out of that adversity, you will be in it. You'll be in it. People will just empathize and sympathize with you. You will hope on God, but God wouldn't move. Adversity is not normal. Adversity is not normal and should not be treated as normal. Adversity is not a normal thing. So it shouldn't be treated as a normal thing. You getting the concept? Do you understand what I'm saying? Adversity is not normal. It's not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing of a life. Therefore, you can treat it as normal. What I mean is, a person would say to himself or herself, this is the problem I have, and I will just live with it. You've heard many say it in our culture. I can't understand my life. That thing here is just bothering me. I will just live with it now. Whatever happened, it happened. That way, you normalizing adversity. You have given it a normal existence in your life. You've turned that into the giant that you always keep you down. Don't normalize adversity. Don't say to yourself, this is the problem I'm going through. Saying I can't find solution. Nobody can help me. God, who is serving? Let me hear, I can go to church. I can pray. And God knows that. But look at my life. Look at the kind of situation I'm in. I will just live the way now. Anything happen when I die, I just die, finish. And that person would think that they're saying something good. The person is only normalizing as an integral part of their existence adversity. Don't normalize adversity. Adversity is not permanent. Adversity is trouble, hardship, the obstacle to progress. To access progress, you must firstly overcome the obstacle. When you overcome the obstacle, then you have progress. It is that progress that is referred to as testimony. Then you look back all your life and say, this is it. That's when you say, God, thank you. Again, know this. God is never, ever going to move simply because you need divine intervention. I know this for a fact because I see it in the Bible. God would never move. God will only move to help you when you can help yourself. You firstly give him reason why he should help you. Let's go home now with this. Can adversity be overcome by a person alone? Can adversity be overcome by a person alone? Absolutely not. No. No one can overcome adversity alone. It is not overcome by a person alone. So what do we do now, St. Andrews? Well, there are several ways out. Let me help you with just few, and then we are out. One, ask for help. Ask for help. Don't hesitate to reach out to friends, family, colleagues, friends when you are struggling with adversity. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Don't put on self-defect. No. Here's another example. In 2 Kings, the lady goes to Elisha. She is faced with a terrible adversity, on the brink of losing her children to slavery, and even her life was at risk if she did not do what she needed to do. Her adversity was growing by the day. She went. It wasn't the prophet that went to her. God wasn't the one through the prophet that went to her. She first started preparation. She wept, she grieved, but how empty she realized, grieving and weeping without acting appropriately. She realized she wouldn't have come out of her adversity to access progress just weeping and weeping. So she got into preparation. Part of that preparation to go to Elisha. You cannot overcome your adversity alone. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Don't put on self-defect. Self-defect is a doubt that if I went to this person would not help me. If I went to this institution, they would turn me down. Erase every doubt, move, act. When she went, after she explained everything, Elisha told her what to do. He said, go to your neighbors. Ask your neighbors for help. And she did as she was instructed. And that was the beginning point of coming out of her adversity. And she accessed progress. Don't hesitate to reach out to friends, family, colleagues when you are struggling with adversity. If it is too and so strong, you want to seek pieces of professional advice. Secondly, and lastly, communicate openly. Don't hold things within yourself. When you are battling adversity and you want to earn progress, communicate openly. Talking about your problems and sharing it with others would no doubt get you a solution. It will help. If you speak to 2, 3 persons, assume 2 didn't listen to you, but of those 3, 1 will listen. And one of the voices would say, I can help you out. Let's do this or do this. Too many people didn't come out of their adversity. Too many people died in their adversity. Not that God wanted them to die, but they refused to do what they needed to do. They waited on divine intervention and God did not move. Listen, you can hope, you can seek divine intervention whichever way. God in heaven, once you are not taking, once you are not the first person moving, God would never move on your behalf. You can overcome that adversity you are going through right now. You are the only person who can take you out. It is possible. It is not impossible. Start to think real good and real hard. Get into action. The first step is sufficient for God to help you out. You cannot achieve it all by yourself, but it is achievable. Overcoming